my question to you is, for many years, Ethiopian Insurance have been very much concerned, and then they've been very vocal about the need for an independent governance mechanism. And if you can just pick up on actually what was being said in the earlier panel and give us your take, where we are, what do you think about an independent regulator, and just your general view about the regulation of the insurance industry in Ethiopia. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I must be clear, I must make clear that I am here in my personal capacity. So anything I forward would be considered my personal view.
Okay.
So regarding the establishment or importance of an independent, quote unquote, insurance regulator, yes, there is no question about that. Not only the insurance industry, many individuals, including me, as an insurance professional, and who have very much concern and stake in the development of the sector, have been trying to put forward the idea of having an insurance regulator which is very much capable and effective to lead the industry and bring the very much desired growth and benefit to the general economy. So as far as having this regulatory structure outside the central bank, the issue has been on the public forum, but this time around, the National Bank, including, as you have earlier at the opening session, as we have all heard from His Honorable Minister of Finance, that the issue have been brought to the attention of the decision makers. Actually, I cannot tell you, and I have no idea about whether there is a timeline for the decision, but what I know actually is it's presented to the decision makers, and we hope there will be a decision would be made in the not long run. The second question is the insurance part of the plan to open for foreign investment. Yes, I believe, even if I don't have the actual documents, it's commonly known these days that the finance sector is not only about the banking sector. The finance sector in general would be open for foreign competition, so insurance would not be an exception, and that is obvious. It would be part of the opening up. I'm trying to answer all of the three questions.
Even the ones that I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Because I already have them with me. So the last question is, what is your advice to Ethiopian insurers to prepare for the dynamism in the finance sector and opening up? In fact, since we don't have the timeline when the sector would be going to be opened, from the atmosphere, I don't think it will take too much time, but it's not the right time for me to advise the insurers what to do and what not to do when our guests or international competitors are preparing themselves to join the market. In any case, the first thing is to draw realistic strategy if they have the time. So we need to understand the urgency, and every company has to make the right decision and draw realistic strategy. I don't want to go into the details, but it is time to think about. That is the major, this should be the major concern of every insurance company. It equally applies to the central bank and the insurance supervision. We have to be prepared. We have to have a plan how to cope with the challenges that are coming with the opening up of the industry. Thank you.
This is what I like. You answer questions you haven't even been asked, and that's a good way of approaching it. So I'll continue the same line of thinking about regulations, but this time I'm going to ask the chairman of the association, who also happens to be the CEO of Nala Insurance, what do you believe should be the regulatory environment? Obviously, we've talked about it needs to be independent. There was no timeline indicated by Ato Belay, but just give us your thought, both as a company, the head CEO of an insurance company, a big one, but also as the head of the Association of Insurance Companies in Ethiopia. And then you can also anticipate my second and third questions and answer them. So, to Yared, the question is for you.
Okay. Thank you, Ato Medina. I'll be as brief as possible because this issue has been discussed the whole morning. The Association of Ethiopian Insurers has done a rigorous study on the regulatory framework in Ethiopia. And the study has shown that the independence of the regulatory framework of Ethiopia is overdue. You asked about the timeline. We need it yesterday, not even today. So a lot of people, even some of our brothers from the bank industry are curious why. This is not የመገንጠል ጥያቄ አይደለም. This is not about, this is about requesting how to understand our industry. Insurance is different from banks. It has got its own purpose, business model, risk. So we need someone to understand our entity. We always are trying to wear our big brother suits. We need to have something that's tailored to us. So regulation, Fukro has shown us, independent regulator means the ability to do without the undue influence of government, industry, or other related interested parties. Regulatory independence can be demonstrated at least in 4 pillars, he said. Regulatory independence, supervisory independence, budgetary independence, even operational and institutional framework. Do we have that? Anybody can answer this? We don't have it. So we need to work on towards that. And we need it yesterday. And we have been listening what we call is a music to our ears, that a lot of policy orders are starting to look into that now. So we are happy, and hopefully it will be implemented very soon. Your next question, Ato Medina, is about the opening up of the insurance industry. I'm going to talk still about the insurance industry. Of course, it is unbundled with the financial industry, but here, yes, I've said it also earlier, we need it. We wholeheartedly support the opening up of the Ethiopian insurance industry. What we mean by that? Already 60% or more than that percentage of our business has been covered by international insurers and reinsurers. I'm sure everybody knows we are a direct insurers, and our insurers are there. There are also retrocession, what we call insurance of reinsurers. So only the direct aspect, the direct coverage policy of risk transfer mechanism has been done only here. The rest has been done already in Ethiopia. Let me give you just an example. Our Renaissance Dam, more than 95% of Renaissance Dam has been covered by the international insurance. We are only underwriting the policy, of course, by integrating with our big brother EIC. So the point here is, yes, opening up of the industry is a very important issue, but it has to be a step-by-step and a phased approach. You don't have to just invite everyone to mess up the industry. For instance, in our industry, it's better first to introduce life insurance because we are not good at life insurance. We have proven track record that the other industry is better in terms of capacity, knowledge transfer, technology, so that whenever you invite international market, number one, we are not happy with the protectionism. We are condemned to grow thin and thinner every year. Even we are not allowed to invest our money. My brother, Mr. Belay, will agree with me that we are not even allowed to put, we have 100 birrs in our pocket, an insurance company. You are not allowed even to put it in one pocket. Put the 50% in your pocket, front, 50% in your back pocket, and the remaining 25 must be in the drawer all the time. And inflation has eating up our, even we are not allowed to invest our own money. So that's where we want to emphasize that this industry has to be liberated. It has to be independent. We want to compete, and it is good even for the customer, for the general public. We want to survive and thrive by competing, by defeating. But now we are condemned, we're not, growing from year to year. We are cutting, our competition is cutthroat. Our motto is, we are the cheapest, instead of just creating a value to our customers. So we need to go out from this cocoon. We need to redefine our industry. We have to move on. This is my answer to your question. Thank you.
Excellent. If there was a stenographer, like, in those movies where there's a court recorder, I would say if I was the judge, I would say, strike out the word magandal. Okay, you might give it the wrong connotation. I know what he meant, but I do agree. I think the insurance industry has always been sort of the stepchild of the financial service sector in Ethiopia, including myself, to be honest. Whenever I talk about the financial service sector, I always say, oh yeah, there is an insurance industry in Ethiopia, with all due respect to especially Dr. Yusuf's work. But it's about time. It needs to go. I agree about the life insurance. I have to tell you, I buy my life insurance in the United States. I would love to buy it here. It's because of the experience I had. When the first car I bought in Ethiopia 20 years ago, I bought a Land Cruiser. And at that time, it was about, 1 million birr, okay? So I go to insure the car and the occupants in case of an accident. And this is a true story I've told many times. So they give me the full value. They insure the full value of the car, which was about 1 million. The occupant, if you die, they said you get 60,000 birr. And the car was insured for 1 million. I'm like, which one is worth more, me or my car? I mean, this is like an upside down. I'm sure things have changed since then, perhaps, but I agree with him. We need to, obviously, they both agree it needs to open up. Both the regulator and the CEO of the insurance company agree they need to open it up. They don't know when. It sounds like there's unanimity, and